welcome to video 3 for percent equations. We're going to be doing more complex word problems this time where you might not use is over of equals percent over 100, and instead you might prefer to use part over total equals percent over 100. All right, let's get started with the first example. Makia buys a TV that costs $300. The sales tax is 8%. Find how much she'll need for the tax. If you look at this problem, it's pretty easy to find the percent, but other than that, I don't see anything next to the $300 that has an is or an of. It's hard to find those. So I think it might be better to find part and total. So again, we're going to follow the 3 steps, but this time we're going to find part and total. The total cost of the TV is $300. So that goes in the denominator. We're looking for the part extra that she needs to pay for the tax. So we can use T for tax. You can still go use your N. It doesn't really matter. The percent will never change. That'll be the easiest thing probably to find. That goes here. So again, we have to set everything up according to our formula, but this time we're using part over total. Step 2 is the same. We're going to cross multiply. So T times 100 is 100T equals 300 times 8. All right, which 3 times 8 is 24, so that gives us 2400. 100T equals 2400. Step 3, we're going to divide both sides by 100. Okay, so these hundreds cross off. T equals, well, let's use what we know. We can cross off those zeros at the end. 24. If you really want to be fancy, you can put $24 because we're dealing with money. That's the money that she needs for tax. So she needs $24 for tax. All right, let's move to the next example. A bag of M&Ms has 30 pieces in it. 5% of these pieces are blue. How many pieces are blue? So let's go with our 3-step process again. We'll put the 100 in. Again, I don't see a lot of these is and of stuff. I do see the percent, so we can put that in right away, 5%. And then I see that there's these 30 pieces. Is 30 the part or is 30 the total? Think about what the thing says. It says a bag of M&Ms has 30 pieces in it. That's the total that the bag has. So total goes in the denominator. Some of those pieces are going to be blue, and we want to find out how many are blue. So we don't know. So we can use B for blue. Again, if you don't want to use fancy letters, you can go back to just using N, but it might be fun to use different letters. So that's our step 1. Step 2 is cross multiply. So B times 100 is 100B equals, we need to figure out what 30 times 5 is. Okay, and again, 30 times 5, 3 times 5 is 15, so we get 150. So 100B equals 150. So that was our step 2. Step 3, I guess I'm running out of room, I'll do it over here. Step 3 is to divide. So we have 100B equals 150. We divide both sides by 100. So these hundreds cross off, and the blue pieces equal, well, let's see, we can cross off a 0 here and a 0 here, and now we're dividing 10 into 15. So 10 goes into 15 once, with 5 left over. Again, you can put a decimal and a 0, bring that 0 down. 10 goes into 55 times. so number of blue pieces, 1.5. So I guess you got a little part of a piece in there. Okay, let's move on to the third example. Our third example has Soraya learned that 20% of the population in New York will get coronavirus. And I know you guys are all concerned about that. This is a pretty true statistic according to what's gone on in other places in the world. If New York's population is 19.5 million people, how many do we expect to get coronavirus? So let's see. Step 1. We're going to have our setup. All right. Again, it's easy to find the 20%. Step 2. Well, let's see. What's part and what's total? It says if New York's population is 19.5 million people, that's our total. That's the total population in New York. So that goes down here. 19.5, and I'll just type in mil for million. Some people will get corona, but not everybody. So we're looking for the part that won't get corona. So we'll put P up there for the people who don't get it. All right, so step 2, we're going to cross multiply. We get 100p equals, we got to figure out what 19.5 times 20 is. So we'll do that off on the side. Oops. 20, not 2. Okay, so 0 times anything is 0. Put a space holder. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2 times 9 is 18, plus 1 is 19. Carry the 1. And 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So we get 3900. There's 1 decimal place, so it goes here. And I'm going to put our million back in there. 100p equals 390 million. 19.5 million times 20 is 390 million. All right, our last step, come over here, point the camera over here. Our last step, we will divide. So we get 100p equals 390 million. We're going to divide both sides by 100. So these hundreds go away, and the people who will get coronavirus, well, we can cross off a 0 here and a 0 there, and now we're going to divide 10 into 39. So 10 goes into 39 3 times, with 9 left over. Put a decimal and a 0. 10 goes into 99 times. 3.9 million. All right, so if New York's population is 19.5 million people, how many will get coronavirus? 3.9 million people. And that is concerning, and that's why the school is closed, because there aren't enough hospital beds for 3.9 million people. So stay away from everybody, do what they say, self-isolate, stay safe. I miss you guys, you were a fun class, but we'll get through this. Bye everybody.